Hello from the world of tomorrow. This is Mage the Ascension the Victorian Age, Book 3, an intermission. Today we're going to be doing some bookkeeping, some chatting, and getting ready because we are right in the middle of Book 3. So I'm very excited to be doing that. We were originally going to be running a normal game tonight, but then it was revealed there were two things that were revealed to me today. Number one is that next game is actually going to be several weeks away, not just 2 weeks, because now we're on World Building Wednesday, or not World Building Wednesday. We're on World of Darkness Wednesday. Too many worlds on Wednesday, but we're on World of Darkness Wednesday, which means that we're alternating Mage with Vampire now for maximum WAD energy. But because I have to go to a wedding, some stuff got mixed up because somebody decided to get married on a Tuesday. Didn't never do that. So I am going to be away doing that, and it's going to mess up my schedule. So I didn't want to jump right back in to hopping on the train when we had to take a large break again. It seemed a little redundant. The other thing that I was informed is that it's my birthday, and I don't want to run game tonight. So I wasn't.
Happy birthday!
Thank you. I'm
Happy
old today.
Happy birthday!
Thank you. So
and I just gave you more work for your birthday.
Just gave me more work for my birthday because Christine bought me a stream deck, so now I can actually like have things programmed. So hello everybody, welcome. If this is your first time joining us and you're confused what the hell I was talking about, I'm your storyteller Kelly. You seeing him? And today I'm old. I'm getting older by the second, but prove it. I look younger than photos from like 2 years ago. It's weird. I don't get it. Probably the diet. I don't know. All right, but anyway.
Alchemy.
What's that?
Alchemy.
It's just alchemy.
Alchemy.
You set fire to a duck.
I mean, to be fair, I met a strange Chinese woman in a McDonald's the other day who decided to talk to me a bunch, and she said, I sound like I'm older, but I look like I'm 25. Alchemy.
Meanwhile, I had a fun thing today where I had to pick up a cast member. So they were getting a tooth pulled today. So they went under sedation. I won't say who because it's private, but I went to pick them up. And because I was going to be their designated driver because they were very stoned from the IV sedation. And as I got there, I was chatting with this older dude in the lobby while I'm waiting for them to come out of anesthesia. And they're like, how old's yours? And I'm like, I don't know, like 33 or something like that. And the dude was like, oh, I'm sorry. And I'm like, nah, it's fine. So it's pretty good. So apparently, I don't know, I got daddy energy, folks. But let's go ahead and check in with the rest of the cast. Let's do a big circle starting with, this is the game where I do whatever I want. Jen.
Yay, hi. I'm Jen. I use she, her pronouns. I usually play Josephine, who's a hermetic and into alchemy, and I'm also into alchemy. If you want more alchemy, there's a different stream where there was more alchemy. Yay.
Alchemist the Alcheming?
Yes.
Yep. All right, let's talk about somebody else with big daddy energy. It's Amy.
Oh, thanks. I'm glad you noticed. Hi, I am Amy. Pronouns are she, her, they, them. I don't know exactly what the introduction they're doing is, but I am present, and I usually play Chastity, Prudence, Goodwin. And I do think that that daddy should be based on your dad jokes and not having offspring and or children. Because that way I would definitely be... So I definitely achieve daddy.
Krista and I would have like a running tally of children. Like we would be like racing each other to the finish line there.
No, it has nothing to do with the presence of children. It's just the dad jokes.
Well, same thing.
That is the qualifier.
Do you think that the dad jokes create children?
No, it's just that you have to be a daddy. You have to have dad jokes.
Okay, that's fair.
Sometimes the dads also have children.
This is true. Robin.
No segue for me?
Oh, no segue for you. Have my babies.
Okay.
All right. We'll get on that in a couple years.
Hello, everyone. I'm Robin. I use she, her pronouns, and I usually play who sometimes can have big daddy energy. Did my own segue for me. Darcie Harkness, our Verbena member, who can sometimes be trapped in
the body of a man?
Yeah, Thomas. Was it Tommy? Tommy. Tommy
Yep.
Keevan. That's her alter ego. Yeah. Super. I miss this character a lot, and I'm very excited for when we get back more regularly.
I'm excited for it too.
Because I adore everyone, and it's fun. But yes, I also do the dad jokes.
It's true. All right, and finally, the person with more character development in her wig than most actual play stream casts, Christine.
Hello, I'm Christine. Yeah, I use she, her pronouns, and I play Evelyn most of the time. So
It's true.
who's as crazy as her wig is getting. So
That wig is hot. It's Evelyn's just getting like unhinged sexy every season, like just more down the unhinged sexy. She's eventually just going to turn into Harley Quinn in season 5. I think it's going to happen.
But with better taste in men.
Yeah.
That's debatable.
no, I feel like she's gonna turn into like one of those crazy like university professors in the run around in like the sloppy sweaters and the lab coats, who everybody thinks is lesbian, but maybe isn't.
Edna Mode.
No.
I feel like
Really?
Edna has way too much like
Kinda
focus on
crazy.
actual like fashion.
Maybe when she's an old
You know,
lady.
but I'm saying like she's gonna have like Evelyn's gonna have that like hyper focus and just insane like reputation and be like kind of unhinged,
She's
but
the
people
prof
also
that
love
everybody
her
wants to
and
work in
scare
her
her.
lab,
Exactly.
but they're kind of scared of her.
Yeah,
At the same point.
it's true.
All right, so tonight,
Doc Ock from Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Yes.
Doc
Yes.
Ock from
Literally was
Spider-Verse.
just typing that.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah,
100%
Solomon in
who
the
I was
chat nailed
picturing in my
that.
head.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
my
yeah.
god!
much
And
so.
you know that Catherine Hahn does that voice, right? Everybody knows that.
Yep.
Catherine, she's
Oh,
so
really?
hot.
Okay.
She's so hot. Anyway, enough simping for Catherine Hahn. Never. So today we are doing we're going to be chatting for about an hour about characters. We're going to be talking about the development. I'm going to be reminding you of everything that's happened over the past 6 months. Because folks, we've had quite a bit of downtime. We've had quite a bit of gaps between games. We have had the following things. Robin being away for work on business trips. Christine and I regenerating a dog where our dogter passed, and then we now have a very rambunctious puppy
Okay.
that has been
I was
eating a
gonna
bunch of-
say, I'm like, hey, on the regeneration, but no, you guys did lose a dog, but I was part of the regeneration.
you are. Yeah, I mean, it's your
process.
dog too, but
Yeah.
he lives with us right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like the dog has definitely been has eaten up literally a lot of things, including screen time, because he's very noisy. Except right now, we've learned the trick, which is if I'm here on Vancouver Island and we leave the door between our offices open, we have to make sure the soundproofing works. But so long as he can reach both of us, he doesn't complain. Right? So it's kind of weird because he's just in your office right now, Christine, right?
I actually don't know where he is.
Oh, he might be in his cage.
Might be sleeping
pouting
on the
then.
bed.
You might
So
be
we might
because
need to go check.
now
to make sure
he's
not
missing.
accessing
it's fine.
because he's learned how to
yesterday-
jump on the bed.
That's what
So
we
he now
found
has access to all the
was-
stuff that I used to hide on the bed. So
That's true. So
That's
other
what we
things
found with the first when he was first here in
in the Okanagan.
Okanagan was we had to keep that door between the two rooms open, and he would just sleep on his banana right beside you, like being
Earlier
able
today,
to look
I
and see
was-
me, but then sleeping on his banana.
So, and then let's see, Jen's house flooded again, because paradox. And then Jen's had to move twice and is about to move a third time because of that. So it's just been a thing. And then Amy's had like,
At least I got a few months before the third time.
this is
So
true. And then Amy's got chronic illness and chronic job changes. And like, just like it's been a time, guys. So I understand that y'all might not be, unless you are watching this live or pardon me, watching this delayed. Oh, there's a dog.
He's so snoozy looking. He looks like you just woke him up from a nap.
She did. Pretty sure. He's a dog. That's what he does.
he was sleeping on the bed.
And those of you who actually, you know what? I don't think we've ran a game of Mage since we've picked him up. Hey, mages, that's Teddy. Literally, that's his name, Teddy, as in the character from this camp chronicle, Teddy. They universally, the ladies decided to name him Teddy, and I could not argue because he does look like a big teddy bear. And acts like it,
Yeah,
too.
he's a ladies' man. He's a ladies' man.
And he gets excited and pees everywhere, just like Teddy. First thing that happened when I got home the other day, peed on my shoes twice in a row. It was great.
So does that mean Teddy in game should be concerned for his jewels because our Teddy is losing his?
Maybe.
Teddy Jr. is an infant right now.
This is true.
So there's that one. But also he would probably have a bit of a, at least once. He would have tried it out at least once.
Random Equinox in the chat asks, so is Teddy the dog more or less well-behaved than Teddy Dashwood? Less well-behaved. Teddy Dashwood understands consent. This dog does not. Okay, so the last time we did an interlude was way back before this book. So I do want to check in and I want to talk about things that have happened, because unless you are watching this in like a Netflix binge, this game has, these 7 episodes have been broadcast over like 8 months. Like, it's been a long frickin' time. So, a quick reminder of what's happening here. And then we can talk about all sorts of things. So, in this book, you all are traveling by train among a bunch of other people along a fictitious rail line called the Empress Express, which runs from Cairo to Bombay. I have done a ton of research and have used not an insignificant amount of ChatGPT to do some data mining for me for it. Because doing bullshit research for your fictitious games is one of the only ethical uses of ChatGPT. In fact, I had a good argument about it today at a coffee shop where it kept saying, well, then they'll have to do this and this. I'm like, no, it's fictional ChatGPT. Pretend that this rail line exists. And it's like, oh, okay, I gotcha. So I now know that the trip is going to take you about 7 days. And the route goes from Cairo to Jerusalem, to Damascus to Baghdad, to Basra, to Karachi, to Bombay. It takes you through the Sinai Desert, the Syrian Desert, the marshes outside of the Tigris, to the Baluchistan Desert, to the Zagros Mountains, down into Bombay proper. So it's going to be quite a tour through deserts, marshes, and there is a surprising amount of snow in the mountains in like Afghanistan and Iran, and Iraq. It's interesting. You don't expect that. Like, as an American dude who did not serve over there, I just pictured like it's like the filter that they put on every Breaking Bad episode, you know? It's just the brown. It's the Mexican like brown filter on everything. But just with like the Dune soundtrack playing in the background, you know? Yeah, exactly, right. Because that's how it's always.
So how many landmarks are on the way between Cairo and Bombay
7.
that we can burn down? 7. Nice.
11.
We need to know.
Yeah, we need to know.
We'll Google it.
We have a score. We have a score sheet.
No,
you
not
know,
my
gotta
phone.
tick it off.
That's how we plan the train route, is
Yeah.
via landmarks we can burn down.
It's true. It's true. So the way that's happening is you guys are going aboard that in order to make it to Bombay, to find somebody who can help you get rid of the box, the magic box from the future that you guys have been saddled with. That's it. That's the story. And a lot of people probably comment. I haven't seen a comment in YouTube yet where they're like, well, why don't they just, teleport there? Or why don't they just teleport to Concordia? At which point I want to say, I wanted a train. Shut up. Do you want the story to happen or not?
Yeah. Do
We
any of us
want a
even have
train.
high enough correspondence for that?
Teddy.
Yeah, but he's,
No, not you.
Well, good job. You got rid of our MacGuffin there.
Yeah. Josephine has 3, so can 7 leagues stride herself, and that's about it.
I guess you could maybe do it as a higher ritual if you really wanted to. But if you botch that would be hilarious. Suddenly you're teleported inside of the sun.
Random just said a very sad fact in the chat.
Game's over.
That we
The
haven't
Doves
burned
haven't
anything down since
the
anything.
end of book 2.
Good thing he's kept away from, there's no Library of Alexandria anymore.
I mean, you did steal a dog, though. So like there's
Well,
that.
and we fed men
did.
to
I love that dog.
crocodiles in the river.
That was an accident.
Honestly,
Yeah,
I think
sure.
yeah, okay, well,
Don't
I think
regret
you're
it,
just
though.
branching out. I think
We
it doesn't
blew up a room with a
It doesn't-
meat tube.
it
that was
doesn't just
horrible. I hated that.
it doesn't have to be arson, I guess is what we're learning, that you can branch out to other crimes.
Yeah, see, Evelyn is like still part of the arson crew, but she's just not doing the arson part.
Yeah, exactly.
She's just bringing like the horrifying flesh tubes to the work, to the job.
And admittedly, Chastity never really liked the arson part. She still really hates fire.
Sorry, I was thinking about something naughty. To be honest, I was thinking that she's more into sex crimes, and then I thought about the comic book by Matt Fraction, Sex Criminals, which is literally a Cult of Ecstasy comic book.
Huh.
It's about a pair of people that discover that when they orgasm, they freeze time, so they decide to hook up, have sex, and rob banks.
Yeah, that is Cult of Ecstasy. Yeah.
It's so good. It's such a, and then there's
New
like a bureau that
character
tries to stop them by,
unlocked?
what's this?
New character unlocked.
What? New character unlocked. Yeah. So through this, what you have done is you boarded a boat in the south of France called the Nestor, and upon it, you traveled south, got into some trouble, hit a storm, stole a dog and some gems. You were tied up in a underground fighting ring and a scheme to defraud an insurance company by the butler of a
Did we
distraught.
find out how much Josephine won from Darcie's fight?
Oh, like folding money.
Okay.
It was probably like $20, like in Victorian money. So it was probably like a couple $100, in
Okay,
modern
cool.
money.
Yeah.
I had an entire chest.
It's true. You guys have a lot of stuff now.
It's all dimes. It's just all 10-cent pieces.
It's just that's still a lot of money in this day and age.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Then from there, you were attacked by a technocratic agent, potentially, or something else. You had an encounter with a paradox spirit. You met your true love, who I badly You met your true love, who I badly Xeroxed from Indiana Jones.
No, you didn't badly Xerox. I requested the badly Xeroxing.
I filed off the serial numbers.
Yeah.
Now, listen
I
here.
requested an Indiana Jones.
Listen here,
I wanted
lady.
my Harrison Ford. Darcie still doesn't like him yet. She doesn't know.
She likes him
Darcie
so
doesn't
much.
really.
Darcie is doing that thing where she
No.
crosses her legs and like moves her ankle bone up her calf constantly. From movies, like the you're like a grasshopper playing a song.
I just had a very bizarre visual that was more Tzimitzi than Victorian Era.
That's next Wednesday.
I know.
That's next Wednesday.
I'm
So if you're joining us for
sleepy.
the first time, this now runs on Wednesdays, which means that we go back and forth in time between Mage in the Victorian Era and Vampire in the Dark Ages. Da-da-da.
We fun when vampire
Historical wad.
it crosses up together when vampire gets to the Victorian age.
Victorian
That'd be-
Wednesdays.
Victorian
Yeah.
Wednesdays. It'd be so good because like you could just see like Cal's character being like, "Oh, I want to go to see the gardens," and shows up and it's just on fire. He's like, "Oh, well, balls.
Yeah, Bastion. Oh man, I could see Bastion doing that.
Who burned this down?" So from there, let's see, and then so Robin, you met Sam Blackwood as Tommy Keevan. Then Christine met up with his companion Henry Matto, a knowledgeable Sioux tribesperson who was getting to tour around Europe basically and just kind of see what this stupid side of the world looked like, and followed him down to Egypt. It turns out that they are both hired to go and work on the Empress Express as security. by a former friend, or a current friend, I suppose. Other things, Jen got a really cool tattoo, or, well, I mean, Josephine did. And also your avatar.
I mean, Jen does have a really cool tattoo. Did get a cool tattoo.
This is true.
But that was like a year ago, so.
It was like a year ago. It's still good. For some reason, I'm looking through my notes on episode 3. I have Paradix written. I don't know what that means. But you were talking about burning down the lighthouse of Alexandria. I know that's circled. You also have a new arm that was regrown. And from the other one, your avatar now has a body and appears in and out of your life whenever he feels like it.
Yeah, normal then.
Yep. Whereas your other arm turned in, or no, you guys killed. No, you didn't kill him. He escaped. But there was a dude that got murdered in your room that you tried to dispose of the body and turned him into a horrible flesh tube that was kind of like a writhing sea cucumber that you then pushed out into the ocean.
I'm pretty sure that's where Paradix came from.
I thought it was just that, like, you have Henry and Sam and you were both looking for a Paradix.
No, I don't think so.
All right, well,
Oh, I have so Darcie kicks Samuel's ass is my first note from that game.
you cheated.
And then couple notes down. Darcie wins. Joe has so much money is what I wrote. And then Darcie kills Sam, takes straights, and goes off. So I wonder if we made a joke about Paradix with
maybe
Darcie.
Oh yes, because then we had the most awkward handjob scene ever.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah.
Let's see other actual plays do that. Here's why I am always pushing Twitch terms of service right to the edge. I'm just edging the terms of service.
No, please let it finish.
No, I need this. This is my income. By the way, join the Patreon. Also, hey, after that, we got to Cairo. You guys mutated a tiny dog into a giant dog.
I love that dog.
That dog is a nightmare. Then Evelyn slipped.
Clementine.
Evelyn slipped into quiet and is now slightly insane. And used that to create Marrow Taster, the little Frankenrat.
With the fez.
With the fez. That was originally just the top of his skull. I'm a Marrow Taster. Which we love.
Delightful.
We love that for him.
We need to get art of Marrow Taster.
You find me an artist that will draw that. We'll talk. Oh, actually, there might be some people in our chat, actually. But from here, you are headed aboard the Empress Express. You finally made it. You finally did it. So, going forward, what do you guys want? Okay? So, looking at things immediately, I see, Robin, you have paid for a seeking whenever it happens. Right? Is it paid?
Yep, it's paid for, so just whenever it happens.
Expect it in 2 to 4 episodes.
Nice.
Ooh. I think I've also paid for a seeking.
Have you? Double check your notes. Amy or Christine, have either of you paid for a seeking?
Not recently. I'm going to be saving up for that in the future.
Busy buying points and stuff.
I just bought mine 4, so.
Oh, fair. Well, you're getting some XP for this session, so you never know. I will put a question mark by Jen there to see if she wants.
I'm waiting for the thing to load, but I might not have like actually paid for it simply because I was waiting to see how much, whether or not my tattoo would cost me a ton.
Yeah, well, and
but the intent was to...
we need to finish actually like the final little things about your tattoo, like the actual mechanics behind it. But we know what it is.
I haven't written it down, but I do have like a stupid amount of XP to like
how much XP do you have at the moment?
Let's see if I have it on my actual character sheet. Because math is hard. My brain is tired.
Dude, math is hard. Everybody's tired.
But like, I haven't spent XP since I haven't I haven't spent XP since July of 2023.
What did he just do?
I haven't spent XP for 18 months.
Holy shit. Time to pick up some third abilities. Some like third tier stuff.
On my character sheet, I have 37.
That's enough to get like, yeah, you might as well pay for the Seeking. Fuck it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I
Right,
put
that's what I
32
thought.
to the Seeking. Yeah.
Yeah, 32 to the Seeking, and then but I was like, I wasn't sure about the tattoo, so I didn't know if I needed a few more games to get the Seeking
That's
amount.
fair. You should pay for the Seeking because you finally went on a boat, and that gave you the little push you need. You're like, I've been on a boat. It only took 3 seasons.
True, yeah. Right?
Okay,
Yeah.
so I will put you down as paid.
I'll write it in the thing then.
That sounds good. Hi, Tedward. You doing okay? Yeah? You're just licking my green screen? Okay, cool.
Nom nom. I want to make it a dark green screen.
Keep going.
Teddy!
He's slightly green screening out on this, but hi, buddy.
He's so big.
He's very large now. He's very large and in charge. Oh, so other things that are going to be happening. So I want to know, like, what do you guys want from this season now? So you're getting on the train. Right now, I wanted to talk some of the logistics of the train travel with you because we're doing an actual play and because this is going to function a little differently than, say, like a table play or something like that. I presently have 15 train cars on this train. That is a lot to keep track of. Okay. So like I've got like the locomotive, the tender car, so like the not the tinder car. Well, I guess the tender car technically because it is the fuel. Then I've got like baggage cars, I've got first class seat sleeping, first
I
class
don't know
officer.
if calling it a Tinder car around us is a good idea for multiple reasons.
It's a great one. What are you talking about?
Swipe right to Fireball.
That's just a virtual adept route. Swipe right to
my
Fireball.
We've got
That
first
is
class,
incredible.
we've got dining, which is open to first and second. We've got first and second sleeping. That is like the cheap seats for first class, basically.
Could you do zones? Make it easier for 15 cars, but have like first class is zone 1, second class is zone 2.
Yeah, I think redo as zones.
Yeah, just so it's easier for you to maintain and also for us to remember kind of.
Yeah, I kind of have like little dashes around these places. So the first zone will be like not admin, but what would you call like locomotive through baggage and mail? That would be like
locomotive baggage. That'd be just like steerage. Like that'd be the cargo.
well, but also the locomotive, like the engine. So that'd be
just-
like staff.
Quite often those are on opposite ends, I think, aren't they?
Yeah, aren't they?
Like baggage is quite often at the very back.
It depends
Yeah.
on how it is. So they've got
I mean, this train could be special and have that.
They could
thing
also
is
have separated out first baggage and from other
they
baggage.
definitely have it separated into first baggage because this train has third and fourth class on it.
Oh yes, don't want
Because it
those
actually-
ruffians up.
Exactly, because it is like to bolster revenue, they have included basically like a super steerage car that is not comfortable. It's basically a
The
ton
hobo
of people.
car.
It's a hobo car, right?
That's steerage. That is steerage.
It is absolutely steerage, right? So you got a bunch of people who are paying way more than they should to get quick access between Egypt and India. But
So ultra basic.
ultra
fair.
basic. Yeah, basically they have to pay for their carry-ons now.
Yeah, great.
Okay, so we've got
I mean,
you know,
in some places you have the trains where you also have the ticket where you just get to hang on to the outside.
Yeah.
that will not work in this one because you will roast to death. I love some of the temperatures that you guys are going to be going through. It's gonna,
I mean, capitalism doesn't care if you would
this is a
roast to
technocratic
death.
train, so that's a good point.
Wait,
Yeah,
what?
Fair.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's a technocratic.
I'm sure we heard nothing. This is
You heard-
fine.
I mean, like, it's a train line that's going across impossible terrain, so, you know. I guess you don't know. Okay, cool.
Darcie doesn't know.
Darcie doesn't know anything. Darcie has intelligence 1.
No, she doesn't.
Okay, Darcie has intelligence 2.
Darcie pulling out my sheet. Hold on a
It
second.
has intelligence. It's going to be 1. Watch it. She's going to go back and it's going to be, oh, no, she's dumber than I thought.
No, she's not. No, she's not.
There's nothing better than Charisma 1 in the, is it the Demon book? Where Charisma 1's definition was stop picking your nose. I really miss the way that a lot of old World of Darkness stuff was written. It had such zazz to it, you know? And I think a lot of the more recent stuff, even from like onyxpath, is a little like, it's a little softer. And I'm like, I like some of the jokes. I like some of them. Some of them were the product of their time, but some of them, like stop picking your nose, great joke for Charisma 1. So yeah. So what kind of things, and if you're watching live in the chat, tell us what you want. So once I saw a Soul Omen, but
Intelligence 2.
fighting on top of train plus tunnels. I mean, yes.
Delightful.
I mean, I
See-
put in giant caps a while
10
ago
out
in
of
our chat. Train fight.
Train fight,
And I fully agree and concur.
exploding cars,
You gotta have, like,
obviously.
You got to do the movie thing of like splitting.
Yeah, the
You got
split screen where like
top.
people are.
Not gonna lie, part of me is very concerned that this will go like the train ride in Anastasia.
I need to rewatch Anastasia. It has been quite a while. I also need to watch what's the one that's like it's Indian John Wick is what they kept saying. Not
Murder? No, it's not murder.
some murder, something like
It's a
that.
murder?
Though.
Oh, Monkey.
No, it's not
something.
Monkey Man. Robin and I saw that in the theaters. It was pretty good. It was very similar to John Wick.
They were basically calling that Indian.
There was
Wick,
another
though.
one though that's on a train.
It's Indian Bullet Train, basically. That was
Indian
one we're
Bullet
thinking
Train.
of.
Oh, okay.
But I really want to see that
No idea.
because
Train.
it looks like it's violent as hell, and unlike Snowpiercer was
Kill.
kind of
It's literally called Kill.
oh okay, well all you need is kill.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But yeah, I want a bunch of cool stuff like this. Scooby-Doo chase scene on the train. I think that'll be good. I think that like one of the things that I'm really
Kill
worried
is
about.
John Wick on rails. Yep. Okay.
On-
Yep.
on
That's
rails.
the movie.
I don't want to worry about the problem with this is going to be the geography of the train. Like making sure that we're all on the same page, right? Having it in zones will be okay. I might create a Photoshop, like a mock-up of the train for everybody to see. And then theoretically, if needed, I can always just put it in our ad roll reel beneath us. It's not my preference because then it's tiny and square, but
Yeah, I mean, at least for our purposes, or at least for me, as long as I can kind of get a sense of like, okay, like these areas we can't get to because it's fully blocked off, or if it would be a pain to get there, versus like these are the ones we can definitely be in, versus like we would want to go here or there, or there's a person of or something of note. Like
Mhm.
things that we can like, I don't know, even if it's just like a blank set of train cars and then we just can add scroll notes
Notes.
onto after, like that would be great.
Okay, so pulling out the
Does not have to be anything fancy.
mean,
Like I said, why don't we put it in roll 20 and then we can type notes.
The one real benefit about being today, though, is that we can find the interior layout of the Orient Express and base a lot of things on that with minimal work. So as far as I know, you all were planning to upgrade your... Oh, this is perfect. Actually, I found something great on Flickr. So hold on one sec. And... so I'll pop that in chat, and sorry if you're watching this later on YouTube. So that kind of gives you an idea of like the size of cars. So it looks like one car can accommodate 4 large suites. So those are the ones with like the full like executive, like small bathroom, a queen size bed, the very illustrious looking rooms. So that's good to know, because then I can start basing how many people are on here. And then you can see that like that also has like much smaller suites if you keep sweeping down the line. Haha. And like vestibules and dining cars. God, there's so much to think about. This is another reason why I was happy to do the intermission tonight, because I realized that I need more time to work on the anatomy of this thing. Right? The thing is, it may never come up in game, but if I don't have it, I'm going to stress about not knowing it at the time, because I'm going to be worried someone's going to be like, well, if I go to the third car, where's the bathroom? And I'm like, oh, damn it.
I ran a game on Monday off stream, obviously, that I had an entire thing planned for if they went to this party at a mansion, and instead they decided to completely avoid that. But if I didn't have it, they would have gone and I would have needed to know everything.
It's 100% the case, right? Like I ended up having to cancel a game this weekend because I had a bunch of plans, and then the players wanted to go somewhere different, and the dog was being such a little monster, I couldn't think well enough to improv. Like he was barking so much it was shutting off that part of my brain, and I was like, I'm too out of my zone right now. Like I can't, like normally I can improv stuff really well, but I couldn't. And like, that's why I really want to have everything right for this, because there are certain parts of this that are going to be like, I want to have some action scenes, but the problem with action is that you need to understand the geography around you, or else the action doesn't feel grounded. I think we've all played in too many role-playing games or seen too many role-playing games where everything is really floaty and disconnected and you don't know what the hell is going on. And you're just kind of like, I guess I punch him. I don't know. And then you find out the guy's been dead for 5 minutes, but you didn't notice. You know? It's the most awkward thing. So I'm trying to like make the game feel very grounded, because I want you players to feel empowered to make choices in the scene. But I also want the audience to know what the hell's going on. It's one of the problems with actual plays. It's hard unless you really ground the fiction. What is happening? Oh God, that is a great idea. I'm just gonna look away from it in the private chat.
I got ChatGPT to try and create me an image of a train, and it's
Is it cursed?
It's wild. It's a little cursed.
ChatGPT is weird because I used it to create a new map for the Vancouver SkyTrain lines, and it did. It actually did a really good job, which was wild.
The writing is weird in the photo. It's
gee,
weird. I sent it to the Facebook chat.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's AI.
Just feed it into meta. Just feed it directly into meta so that it gets confused. So yeah, so it's gonna be really exciting. So we want exploding cars, we want fighting on top of a train. Who wants wild love scenes?
If it works, I do. If the timing works for
Chastity?
Listen, one's in Concordia, the other is dead.
The wildest love scene is that Teddy shows back up.
In one of Chastity's dreams, and they get it on. But it's a dream, so she still can wear the gloves.
Well, at this point, we've had so much weird shit happen with like teasing Teddy that I feel like no matter if he actually did show up, we would never believe it was him for real.
It would take so long. Could I actually, with life, can you analyze someone's life pattern to see if it's them?
That's life one.
Yeah. So
nice.
Because I remember in one of the games before we left, we did a ritual with Junior to try and see if there was a connection, if Teddy was out there somewhere.
And you got a positive.
A positive question. Yeah. So somewhere. He's somewhere. In what condition? Who knows?
His body exists. His DNA exists out there.
Oh, his DNA's everywhere.
Living. Oh yeah.
I mean,
hold the black light up to.
Yeah, they didn't have black
but
lights.
Like him.
I'm still remembering his introduction scene in the very first episode, because that just really set the stage, and I love their friend situationship.
My favorite thing about asking if you guys want love scenes is that Robin was like, maybe. But you see Christine in the background just nodding, being like, "Yep, dick me down."
Take me down to the Paradise City where the grass is green and see Evelyn's titties.
Do you? Okay. Christine, do you want to see how it goes? How? Hey, how are you?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I can make that joke. I'm like, every time I make a joke about Henry, I just feel like I need to be like, just so you know, guys, I can make this joke legally.
You need a flashing graphic to pop up underneath saying, Kelly is blah, 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 blah. And therefore,
is this
it
percentage
is...
indigenous? Like,
he can make this joke.
I feel like that graphic, every time I make a joke about white people being weird, needs to go up by 1%. Like, he is 26% indigenous, 27% indigenous. The number just goes boop, 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 boop.
He's 1040% indigenous.
I'm just saying my favorite indigenous joke. I love that joke so much. And now I'm going to treat you to it because it's great. Where there's a Native American guy at a who is doing some gardening. So he goes out to, his local hardware store to buy some more topsoil to, plant some new stuff. And as he's in line with a pair of bags of soil, he sits it on the counter, and there's this old white dude in front of him who turns around and goes, "Hey, doing some gardening, huh?" Yeah. The native guy looks at him and goes, "No, I'm buying my land back one bag at a time, and this time I'm keeping the receipt." It's just like, oh, I love that one because you can imagine the dude's face. I think it's a great joke. I love jokes that are like that are really just I like historical jokes. I like jokes. But anyway, so we got love scenes. We've got do you want a love scene, Jen?
No.
Okay. Do you want a hate scene?
I don't know if there would be one.
I don't even know what a hate scene would be for you. Would it be like,
No.
Okay.
Someone says, "I don't like boats," and then Josephine loses her fucking mind.
I'd shove them off a train and
into a crocodile.
Catch a boat, motherfucker.
Like,
I just picture you
bet
shoving
you wish you had a boat now.
You'd like the train's going over one of those bridges, like in Stand By Me.
Yeah.
You shove him out. Suddenly you hear vroom as a motorboat flies by with a crocodile behind the wheel and swallows him. And you're like, what the hell? That's your new avatar. It's a crocodile in a speedboat.
Wow.
Put that as the Lacoste logo.
I think Josephine having any sort of love story, first of all, doesn't really fit here. And second of all, there's already a lot of that going on. She doesn't need any of it. But I do, at some point in the future, I think it would be interesting for her to have some sort of something with somebody who doesn't there's no magic whatsoever. Not as hate fucking as Darcie's thing, but just yeah.
I was wondering if you meant magic between each other,
like a real person.
Oh, okay. It's literally just like, hey, you wanna? Yeah, okay. All right, that sounds good.
No.
That was fun. Cool.
I know. I think it would have been better if it would have been better in the Paris line, storyline, if book 2 wasn't as insane as it was. And actually,
I loved book 2. Okay.
No, it's fair. But I just mean if she was in Paris and she had been figuring out all this stuff and whatnot, and there was no, she's trapped in a marauderscape.
Yeah.
Right? It would have been a better time for it. And I think that's just kind of past right now. So maybe in the future, but
That's fair. That'd be great if she did meet somebody in that. And she's like, it's just according to the simulations. It's just like in the simulations. So
alternatively,
in
Concordia when we finally get there, that would be.
I think that where you're finally just chill. That's what I was
thinking. I'm like that would be a good,
You go to Concordia and you're like, Josephine's like, this is my husband. and my wife.
What?
What? Yeah, I have both. Don't you? And this is my
Cass
cat.
was like, yeah.
What? Brand's like, what?
Right?
You've had a cat
Right,
this whole
right.
time?
Yeah, totally.
Brand would be
like-
betrayed.
Honestly, I think that some of what Darcie has been having with Sam has been kind of like that whole romance with somebody who isn't a mage would have been a great thing for Josephine because she's so mage. Because Concordia, she wouldn't have known how to deal with this, right? At least Darcie's kind of in the middle there. But failing that, because that now feels like it would be a duplication, it would be better for something Concordia-y, I think.
I have an idea for Josephine right now.
I was
I'm
gonna say,
ready
I mean, it might feel a little bit thing, but for Darcie, it's not the fact that he's not a mage. It's for the fact that
Oh, I know.
he's not a swarthy kind of.
It feels like a
lord's
duplication to
type.
me, and I don't want to
No,
step
that's
on
fair.
your toes.
I feel that. I feel that in my heart and in my soul.
We have
for
too
that,
much
Jen.
twin brain already.
We do.
We don't need any more.
I have the absolute best story for Josephine, and I'll tell you off camera so it's a surprise to everybody else if you want to hear it. Otherwise, I'll keep it secret until the time.
Okay.
But I think it could be fun. Other cool things that I wanted to say something about book 2. Can I say something that's controversial about book 2 because nobody who doesn't like this show is watching this episode? I love I was so paranoid about book 2 because of the themes and subject that it covers, right? And then it was completed. And I love that the only negative reviews that I've ever gotten from book 2 have been from like dudes with baseball caps in their profile pictures who have been like, that male antagonist was completely unbelievable. That would never happen. And meanwhile, I've never gotten so many comments from female, and queer viewers as that season, where they're just like, that was accurate to my experience. I just think the divide is really funny. It's really funny. All the dudes being like, that's unreasonable.
Funny,
That would never
but
happen.
also super
Funny,
concerning
sad.
and sad.
Right? But it's really funny. It's really like not.
You know
it's
what's you know what's super realistic? Mages.
That's what always gets me. It's the weird thing where people get so upset about queer representation in media or even actual plays, where it's like, I'm sorry, most gaming groups are like pretty queer like these days. Like we're pretty chill people, but we're weirdos. Let's just kind of enjoy ourselves and live our lives. But people get so weird about it on the internet, like a lot of people. And it's like, yeah, okay. You're upset about the fact that we're like being ourselves. I don't even get it.
Also,
but yeah,
I would
mages don't
just
exist.
not take anything from any cis person on what the likelihood of anything queer is, because we're fucking wrong.
That's true.
We have been wrong for hundreds of years.
Thousands of years.
So many people don't know what a lavender marriage is or anything like that. Or like Victorian era women. They were just best friends. They shared a bedroom and a bed and all this. They were just friends.
Yeah, just roommates. It's fine.
Sure they were.
Yep.
Obviously just roommates.
Being gay was not invented in whatever the 70s when people started being slightly more open. It was way before the dawn of time.
What? People didn't I doubt it. No, it's true. I thought it was started with Bert and Ernie.
Yeah, they're best
Hello,
friends.
Bert. Hi, Bert. Anyway, I can't do it right now. Yeah. I'm not gonna try. All right. So what else do we need to talk about for this? So we're going to talk about the layout of the interior. We're going to talk about anybody else looking to do anything. So we got Seekings listed. Any spheres that people are waiting to have come to fruition?
I'm not really sure what I'm doing with Chastity this season.
What do you want to?
Because like she's got her dog, but she's kind of just been because season 2 was a lot of like realizing that, oh shit, we're fucked. And then, okay, actually, I don't have these people here. And then coming back and finding a baby and then being like, I guess we have to say goodbye to the baby. So she's kind of unmoored and untethered and not doing great mentally.
So, I mean, like season 2 was a little bit of a healing arc, right?
Not for her. Remember?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It was healing for a little bit, and then she realized that stuff happened that was
So what kind of things would help her start having a healing arc? Or is it only because I don't want to assume that the only thing that she can do to heal is to go to Concordia and be with
No. I think she's gonna try and figure out what she's doing and like what she's interested in, because like a lot of what she was doing up until this whole trip first to London and everything was she was a mix of like the church teachings, but also Teddy's a bad influence and she was a dominatrix.
Teddy's great influence.
I don't know that she's really feeling that second piece quite so much right now, but also because I don't think she's going to be getting quite the right type of power fix that it was hitting the right buttons before. So I don't know. I might need to do some brainstorming and thinking on that one. I think she does want to spend more time with the other doves. Might be good.
Bonding. Gotcha. Okay. It looks like bounding.
I get a sense she's going to be a bit stir crazy though, running around, because being confined to a train for several days is not something she's excited about.
You could learn science. Evelyn has textbooks on her, probably.
I mean, she could start reading something like that and try and understand it. So that
she could start writing something. You could write your memoirs. You could write a smutty romance novel that eventually becomes an international sensation.
She might start reading science books and then see where it goes from there.
All right.
50 Shades of Gay.
50. This is the 1890s. It's like 20 shades at most.
Fair.
Well, wait. No, it's 50 shades, but just we don't talk about them. So,
well, considering I did just buy it Mind to Mind 4, there might be something to do there to kind of help prompt that.
You want Mindscapes? This is how you get Mindscapes.
Maybe.
Oh, by the way, at level 4, you can start doing what time rating do you have?
4.
Oh God, you want to start running simulations?
Probably.
With Mind 4,
I just bought Mind 4 like last game, so like this is going to be practicing and learning, I think, to actually have that.
But with Mind 4 Time 4, you can do like 100% take everybody into like basically what happened to you last season, but have it happen in like 5 minutes. Well, with Prime 4, you can make it so whatever happens in the dream happens in reality.
Yeah.
That's
I don't think she's quite that wacky yet, but yeah, no, Mindscapes might be a fun time. We have to go explore the holodeck, clearly.
Good. Well, welcome to the Star Trek game that you didn't know you were in.
This one train car suddenly has it's an escape room. Or something.
It's an escape room. This entire game is an escape room. Okay, anybody else have any?
I was gonna say, I feel like we're gonna get a little bit of this with the train and being on the technocratic train.
There's no technocracy
but I would like a little more rage against the patriarchy again after book 2 was so mind fucky. I would love to just punch some good old Order of Reason people.
Okay, so that is what Robin wants, some rage against the patriarchy. Any other character growth stuff, or you feel like it's kind of happening naturally for you right now?
Darcie's having it happen pretty naturally right now. I think just kind of getting over her men are cursed kind of thing, and I may have almost fucked my devil dad thing. Darcie's kind of compartmentalized that. Maybe that comes up a bit later again, because she's kind of just forgotten about that and dealing with the Paris stuff and that. She's kind of locked that away in a very small box. So that eventually can come out and do some more character growth there. But
Sounds good. You want some trauma?
yep, always, please, Daddy, I want trauma.
I think I'm also on the trauma train.
Choo choo.
Choo choo. But partly because like everything from this book has been 90% Josephine's, or like not this book, but this game, all of its books has been 95% of Josephine's experiences on Earth. And I think she's like, I was feeling a little bit unsure of where she's going. And I think she needs to effectively reach a bit more of a breaking point. Like she had her one seeking that, you know, was okay. And then there was the, like, it was good. She had character growth, but it was for a different reason. Right. And then book 2 happened, and like Darcie, Josephine has kind of compartmentalized it. And then she had that fight where she like nearly died. And she hasn't really addressed that.
Yeah, same. Darcie losing like most of her limbs. She's a little bit of phantom pain Darcie's had, but yeah, again, that pair of shit kind of just forced that just down.
And I think this is about to be a slow period where we're kind of like, oh, we don't have to, we're not like running anymore.
Yeah.
So are you guys cool with me really taking my time with some scenes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I mean, like, I want to have like, it's hard to do pacing because I really want to have like, there's some stuff that's going to happen in this chapter or this book that is a little high octane. But also, you guys are going to have like 7 to 8 days, depending on weather conditions. So you got some time to just kind of bond for a few days, which honestly is a lot of fun. Yeah. Like when we ran Reign of Emeries, by the way, if you like train travel, go watch our Reign of Emeries campaign. It's D&D, which is, you know, sacrilegious to bring up in a Chronicle of a World of Darkness game. But it's ran by a guy who prefers WoD play. So it's D&D, but sneakily it's closer to a WoD game in a lot of ways. Yeah, but yeah, no, absolutely, Jen. You're saying that there could be a sandstorm or something that traps the game for a bit, but like more time to bond, more time to get to know each other outside of like, well, and now we're hunting ghosts in a mansion, which is a great way to become friends, to be honest. It's a good start.
I would also be happy to wallow in the crazy a little bit longer. Develop her magic a little bit further, figure out what she can do with Marrow Taster.
Wallow in crazy. Encounter death, I think, is a big one for you, where you really wallow in like the jore of things. So I think that'll be good. I think you'll be in quiet for a few more episodes at least. You'll be in quiet until the things begin happening, probably, because that's going to be, I mean, it's called Death on the Empress Express.
No,
that's just Evelyn.
What are you talking about?
That's just Evelyn.
Death herself.
Just Evelyn on the Empress Express.
Yeah.
Wait, do we meet Death? Is she hot?
Yes.
I don't know. Do you think Evelyn's hot?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm also sort of thinking like maybe 7 to 8 days with like, you know, travel conditions and weather. And I'm like, if there's that many deserts on the way, you know, the whole idea of the sands of time and maybe a sandstorm is actually going to mess with stuff that takes it longer than
Jake Gyllenhaal's going to show up.
Fun ideas.
He is the Prince of Persia.
I don't get that reference. Okay.
Because he's obviously Persian. Looking at him, nothing says Persian like Jake Gyllenhaal.
Well, all right. And I guess the other piece is that I know that Chastity's probably a little bit hesitant to use any really interesting time magic right now because we did just run into Wrinkle on the boat recently and had a big warning.
He's probably not looking this way. He probably didn't renew his passport. He probably can't go to this part of the continent.
I don't think that's how paradox spirits work.
It's true.
She's
and
now
also,
met him twice.
Yeah, and also this is the second time that you've been around Wrinkle. Yay. I'm sure he doesn't like repeat visits.
Perfect.
And I also keep remembering that I have notes about someone who also is a time traveler that may have come forward, and that's really concerning because don't know who that is.
I know who that is.
Yeah, I'm concerned. Anyway, that's all.
Okay. Does anybody else have anything that they want to make sure happens in the season or that you want to check in on? Or are we feeling pretty good? All right. So that is the intermission. There are a couple things I want to address to everybody real quick. So if you're watching this live, and you definitely got to see our intro, but if you're watching on YouTube, you might not have seen it. So our wonderful graphic designer, Michael, has done the intro sequence for our World of Darkness games and has folded in the logos for a bunch of new shows. And I want to tell you a little bit about them because we recently have been doing a big push on Patreon because this is a full-time gig running these games. And I need to eat. I have life payments, car payments, things like that. So we're trying to get as many people on the Patreon as possible. And to do this, I'm encouraging you all, because if you like Mage the Ascension content, check out patreon.com/dorktales. Last month we hit 175 patrons. We're down to 165 this month because there's always about that. It always goes up and down at the end of every month. But at 175, Christine unlocked a game that she's going to be running. It's going to be a D&D game, so sorry, but it's going to be like a Regency era game, so kind of similar to this one in a lot of ways. It's a little mini campaign that's going to be ran this summer. And then at other tier levels or other totals, we're going to have other games unlocked. At 200, there is going to be a game, patron's choice of any pre-written module. I'll run it during the day. Alternatively, an Avatar: The Last Airbender game, because apparently I promised that a while ago, and people really want that. At 225, Jen has agreed to run another Mage the Ascension game for us, similar to how she ran Zero Sum. At 250, I'll run whatever the Patreon votes on. That could be, it's anything that I'm willing to run. I will tell you out of the World of Darkness. That would include Vampire the Masquerade, Mage the Ascension, Wraith the Oblivion, and Hunter the Reckoning potentially, and Demon the Fallen for sure. So those would be part of that that you could vote for. And that would be a full campaign, or chronicle, I should say. But the other thing that I want to really encourage you to do is, also Cal will run Exalted at 250, which if you've ever wanted to see Exalted played, Cal absolutely adores it. And can you imagine us dressed up in like pseudo anime outfits, like punching gods and things like that? Pretty dope. But to help convince you to join the Patreon, I do want to let you know that there is not one, not two, but there are three new chronicles that are going straight to Patreon and then going on the 3 to 4 month cooldown cycle. And they are all Mage chronicles that are happening. In fact, the first one starts in about 2 months. There is a technocracy game that is, what if Succession was about a bunch of mages in the same family who hate each other, but have to work together. That's going to be absolutely fantastic. It's set in Vancouver and follows a prominent family and their rise and fall and rise again, potentially. Then there is Mage 1999, because you guys have been asking for it for years now. A Mage the Ascension game that is set on the cusp of the millennium. And finally, there is a game called Mage the Ascension Bedlam, that is coming out, which is a period piece of its own that I will reveal more about later. I think you're really going to like it. The art for that's almost done, and it's looking really cool. And that's all coming out. Basically, they're coming out. Dominion is starting in around probably March, April, somewhere in there. And then Bedlam is starting around May. And then 99 is tagging in when this book is done. So I'll be spending more time over there. After book 3, we're going to go on a little cooldown from this game so that I can plot a very big, very involved Concordia arc, which is going to require a ton of research. By the way, Jen, can you collect a ton of research for me?
Yes.
That I need. I need names, places, things, and who.
You know I
need to
hate that.
I know you hate that, but if you could get me a persona list, a dramatis persona list of everybody who would be in Concordia in, say, like around 1896 or so.
Yep.
Like right around there, so that I don't accidentally be like, Mariana Valador walks up and it's like, no, she was dead for that decade. Ah, damn it. I forgot it was her.
Yeah, no,
her
I can do
off
that.
week. Cool. Yes. So Mage 99 is going to be absolutely fantastic, by the way, because Mike's done the logo. And I was very specific. I was like, Mike, it just needs to be the X-Men 97 logo, but with Mage. And he did it. He did it perfectly. It was great. It's great. It's going to be on it can't be on a t-shirt because it's the Mage logo, but I want it to be on a t-shirt. So maybe it counts as parody. I'll ask onyxpath. Anyway, so I'm very excited about that. I hope that you consider joining the Patreon. For as little as the price of a cup of coffee at Starbucks, you can get access to a ton of additional content a month. And I'm also looking forward. We're going to be running.
Also, slight correction, Kelly. When you said
Yes.
Dominion, you were like,
Yes.
it's a bunch of mages.
Well, they are mages technically, but they're technocrats. Mage, it's a
Yeah,
technocracy game.
We're in technocracy.
So I'm very, very hyped for all of those. We also have a Fallout game, a Blade Runner game. I'm looking at. I have a game that has to go straight to Patreon because I'm not sure about releasing it publicly. That's a 2-player game that I'm working on, that I have a short list for. That is super dramatic and definitely not for all audiences. Like, there are several players in Dork Tales that I would say don't watch this game because it's too close to home. I've got another season of Old Gods of Appalachia that I have in mind. Like, there's so much stuff coming to Patreon. So do consider joining. It really makes a difference for a few bucks a month. If you love this content, it's a great way to pay it forward because I think Twitch, we get like 40% of subs or 50% of what a sub is here. But over on Patreon, I get like 80 to 85% or something like that. So it's really good. And it does help because art is expensive and we pay for artists. We don't use, like I said, using ChatGPT to do some research for you is one thing. Because you can always, especially when you're doing fictitious research, but pay your artists, pay everybody that is creating quality things for you if you can. Which gets expensive because we have some books that we're working on for Storyteller's Vault where I have to start looking at art and I'm like, oh God, this is like $1,000 of art minimum. I'm going to die. So I'm very excited to be releasing that information very soon. But speaking of Patreon, I want to quickly thank our patrons before we head out. A big thank you to our divine producers, my parents, and also thanks for the birth. I appreciate you giving life to me for today, and every day. Shaikon De Vermillion is also a divine producer who gives me life by being a divine producer. Our demonic producer, Sorcerer Sanguine, our wizard of the Patreon, Tammy the Forever Cleric, Ink Goblin, Karasha Urquhart, and Big Nut, our monster makers, Soul Omen and the Rook, and our High Council, Taryn, Amberthist, Raven with Baubles, Chef Eladeth, Mike Baxter, Brian Kaler, Nerdy Metal Gent, Grumpy Owl, Cody, David Prophet, and Andrea Gresham. You guys are all amazing. Seriously. And players, you are all amazing too. A big thank you to all of you for this. You're all going to take 4 XP for tonight's session, 3 from the chat and 1 from me to thank you for showing up. And it's my birthday, so there you go. Enjoy. I also want to thank...
happy birthday again.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
The life spell to restore my knees has finally worked, and my knees work again. Also, a big thank you to our sponsor. Bookworm Games has been keeping us in business for 2 years now. You can go buy some fantastic World of Darkness inspired dice on their website and save 15% with code DorkTales. Also, we have some Devil and the Dove sets that are going to be coming soon. So if you need some Dove logo D10s, I will definitely announce it, but they will have that information and we will be going into production by the time the next episode airs, hopefully. So I don't know how long it takes for the production line to go into effect because I'm not a manufacturer, but I will definitely let you know where you can get those. And we will bless you with Christine's luck, not Amy's. That's what I got. Anything, last things before we go, mages?
Always remember to burn down famous landmarks.
Famous landmarks deserve to be burned down, especially if they shouldn't be burnable. All right. So, folks, we will see you next time on Mage the Ascension the Victorian Age, which is, I think, in 1 month as we resume. I'll let you know if the schedule pops up again before then. Besides that, we have Dark Ages Vampire next Wednesday. Yes, next Wednesday, as the trouble begins. It's finally trouble. It's not just faffing around. It's trouble. You should come and watch it, even if you haven't been watching. Trust me, you'll have fun. And with that, we'll see you next time. I love you all. Take care, and thank you for making this dorky dream continue as we move into the second half of Book 3 of Mage the Ascension, the Victorian Age.